to the draft select, but double Umacorns, a team with a lot to prove, but also a team that has not dropped a best of 3 in the ULS history. This team, they just actually go, over and beyond once we see them in this best of 3, but we've seen them struggle in this best of 1 format, especially for our first season. We've had round robins, we've had other types of things where we've seen double Umacorns still not find that same success that they were able to find in best of 3s against some of our teams in these best of 1s. But going into, this playoff series, you have to think in the back of the boys' mind that, hey, like, is this going to be a team that once we're in that best of series, do they turn it on? And it looks like we will enter draft select here. And starting off on the draft select, we do have the boys on blue side, as well as having, with the boys on blue side, we will have double Umacorns on red side. And the boys immediately, that Sejuani taken off the table. This is a champion that Frost Unbreakable loves playing. This is a champion that he's just so good at. And the Lucian, yes, Get Me Out did put up a great performance on this pick, but Lucian right now is just overall a really strong pick. You're seeing even at professional play levels, Lucian banned out in most games, if not all games, 100% pick ban rate in the LCS so far, as it will be followed up by the Volibear Ashe ban. Mr. Action has been on this Ashe exclusively for the last 2 games. This is a champion that we have seen him on. Remember, these are Ezreal buffs. So if we don't see that the double Umacorns are willing to ban it out here, this might be something that's just first pickable with how strong he is. The Gragas, another ban. That means all 3 bans will be targeted at Frost Unbreakable. No surprise. This guy definitely the focal point of this team, and we saw them put up a great performance against Uncle and the Nephews yesterday, as Morgana will be the last ban. Iridescent Poro making that champion look automatic yesterday. Just a great performance coming in from him. Does lead to a final ban from the side of double Umacorns, as Iridescent Poro says, hey, take away Morgana. You guys have forgotten what made me famous in this league, as we see the Fiddlesticks hover. And that will be the Fiddlesticks locked in. Fiddlesticks just such a strong champion for Iridescent Poro, and just a strong champion in the game. We'll have to see what Frost Unbreakable can respond with. Remember, the last time Iridescent Poro busted out the Fiddlesticks against this team, Frost Unbreakable was not playing. Actually, it was Crazy Monkey T, who is currently playing ADC, as Obese Penguin is out for this weekend. Crazy Monkey T was the sub for jungle in that series, so might see a different look, and a champion that we have not seen since week 1. The Udyr makes it through draft select, and a denial as well coming in from the side of double Umacorns, taking away that Galio, meaning that Black Wando will have to play something else. We'll have to see. We got to believe that Mr. Action will just be locking up his ADC pick here. No reason to grab the support early on, but we do see them lock in the bot lane right away. Usually first 3 picks in their first rotation is always going to be this bot lane, as the Vars does come through quite tanky on the side of double Umacorns at the moment. Leads me to believe that, hey, I don't know if this will be a lethality Vars, but the Pantheon locked in right away tells me that this bot lane is going to be all about action this game, and they're just going to be looking to press the issue. So a lot of priority put on the side of this bot lane. I mean, anytime Fiddlesticks is coming down to this lane, it is going to be a nightmare for teams to deal with. And it looks like the pick will be the Lulu. Lulu coming in to support. This will be the first game out of Mythos that we have seen that is not going to be the Leona. So we'll have to see how that Leona pick goes, or that, that Lulu pick goes, and see if it's able to pay off. And it looks like Cho'Gath taking off. Dick Long spamming a lot of Cho'Gath in the ULS. Does mean that he will be playing something different, but like we were saying, we are seeing some more picks come out. We're seeing things like Mr. Action now on this Vars. Black Wando completely stepping away from a tank, as Azir will be the final ban from the side of double Umacorns, taking that Cho'Gath and Azir off. They're definitely going to be pressuring Get Me Out and Dick Long into picks that they're not as comfortable, but plenty of control mages up. Victor's still available. Oriana's still available. There are many things that can go down, as it looks like the Jinx just might get locked in, and Jinx next to Lulu is a force to be reckoned with at attack speed, especially once she hits those reset and is able to break the cap, will be a menace to these games. Samira with the last ban makes me wonder if they're a little bit worried, and it looks like hovering the Annie. Remember, Get Me Out put on an immaculate performance on this champion yesterday. We'll have to see if he's going to continue with this pick and try to bring some fear, as it does look like we will switch over to the Malphite. Malphite Fiddlesticks, some great engage coming out of the side of the boys right now. You look over at the side of double Umacorns, and you do have the Galio ult. Yes, that's very big, but right now it looks like your Galio delivery system is going to be this Udyr just running at the enemy team. Don't get me wrong, Udyr is a very, very fast boy, but this Orianna to combo Orianna Malphite is a terrifying combo, but you have added a Fiddlesticks, you have added a Varus ultimate and a Pantheon to just run in and be able to just stun whoever was able to get out of this. And this is just very typical of the boys. We're seeing different picks, but the playstyle has not changed. So much CC coming out of them, so much AoE action coming out of them, is already hovering the Zed, and this will be very strong in the laning phase. But I have to ask myself, how does this do when we move past the laning phase, when we move into those team fights? Unless Zed is able to find these picks, it's going to be very hard for him to navigate through these fights. The Lulu, also a very strong pick. They have some great tools, but I feel like it is going to be a little difficult for the side of double Umacorns. Definitely a higher skill ceiling for performing this comp. This comp can be very good, yes, but just the level of difficulty that it takes to perform on it is quite high. Whereas on the side of the boys, they just need to hit R. Malphite hit R. Orianna command protect, command shockwave while Malphite hits R. Fiddlesticks R. This is just so much easier, and double Umacorns, their warding will need to be immaculate if they want to try to win this game. As in Will, the solo cast salute. Hey man, the solo cast is not bad at all. It's going to be easy, especially when I know these two teams are probably going to be fighting an insane amount. It might as well just be play-by-play casting the whole time. Oh yeah, exactly, Eisenwell. That was exactly my point. The Varus is definitely a piece that has a lockdown, but we need to look at how double Umacorns is able to find. It looks like this will be the Galio top, and Galio Malphite top. I don't expect a lot of action barring any jungle activity in these top lanes, but if I'm the jungler, I'm looking to make plays with the Zed, and I'm looking to make plays in the bot lane. I'm looking to try to get this Orianna shut down as early as possible, because no matter what, she will have so many opportunities in fights to get this shockwave off. But if Zed is able to get a lead, if Jinx Lulu pops off, these two by themselves can take over the game. This is something that is very huge and something that we're going to have to be tracking, because going into the mid to late game, if the gold is even between the two teams, then the boys definitely have the advantage with just how much lockdown and how much engage that they do have and have drafted for themselves. But on the side of double Umacorns, if this Zed gets ahead, if this Udyr is really able to take over, really able to deny minions to this Fiddlesticks, get in his jungle, there are avenues that the double Umacorns can win with. We'll just have to see how they're willing to explore these and if they'll be able to capitalize on these avenues. My big question mark going into this game is definitely going to be Mythos on this Lulu. Just a complete shift in playstyle. We did see the Leona yesterday in their game against Uncle and the Nephews coming down, making it so close, almost pulling it back in, but it was unfortunately just an overstep by the Leona in the games yesterday that ultimately cost them that game. Not and to clarify, not saying that the loss is entirely on Mythos' fault, but the positioning in that last fight, the pick, definitely you can see double Umacorns feeling like they needed to force there. They had already lost to Leona. Leona not even being able to ult was just 100-0 in that last fight, and we're gonna have to see if Mythos, his enchanter, if he's able to stay back, if he's able to keep a better positioning than he had in the game yesterday, because they were fighting their way back in, and much to Mythos' credit, he was a part of that. He was a big reason why they were able to find these picks. It was just one misplay, and at that point in the game, yes, a series of events had led us there, but a pick at just such a crucial time. Remember, that was going to be the sole fight, and just couldn't even fight it 5v4, making it difficult. But we are 9 seconds away from loading onto the Rift right now, and I am just so excited to see what these teams will bring us today. Little preview of my Mob Psycho as we loaded the game, and here we go. Loading in. This is the part that does not take very much time at all, but very excited to see what these two teams are going to be swinging at us today. You know, get a chance to see the skin choices here. The Galaxy's Slayer Zed against Darkstar Orianna. Pretty cool actually, just that those skins bouncing off each other, and that they will have you know, just that spicy Galaxy showdown in the mid lane. Conqueror Varus and Pulsefire Pantheon, both very clean skins as well, with the Darkstar Malphite Surprise Party Fiddle. But you know, hey, you guys aren't here to watch skin talk. You're not here to talk about, hey, I think this is pretty cool. We're here to watch some League of Legends and the ULS Week 4, Day 2. This is our last set of games for the regular season, and we kick off with a playoff preview of the Bois versus the Double Umacorns. We'll have to take a look here. Remember, these teams, we've seen so many games out of them, and both teams very crucial about how they want to invade, and already a mix-up to the strategy. It looks like it will just be the defense from the side of Double Umacorns. I love this because if you look from the side of the Bois, they're 100% expecting the Double Umacorns to, you know, go this route. They go this route almost every game, and just being able to take note of that and adjust accordingly. Not only the team in the Bois, but in the Double Umacorns, realizing, hey, like, we can't just keep doing this in the same league and expect that teams aren't going to pick up on it. You know, it's going to come down to teams looking at VODs, teams really trying to figure out. You're going to have to get creative with these routes. You're not seeing a brand new set of players each time you play the game, and we'll have to see how these teams adjust, especially going forward into the playoffs. As we're loading into the game, it looks like it will be bot starts for both sides of the jungle. The red buff for Iridescent Toro and the blue buff for the Udyr, piloted by Frost Unbreakable. You know, Fiddlesticks able to just do quite a bit for himself, stay quite healthy, and is clear with that heal. Is, you know, already a little bit of trading going down. Zed, pretty tough for him to farm against these ranged champions, but with Zed, you're really looking for the level 6. You're looking for the chance to be able to all in your lane opponent. That's really where he's going to be shining. Is Crazy Monkey T getting some good trading off this Pantheon level 1. Not really able to pressure too much on that, but right now you got to think that it is a race to 6, and right now it looks like the side of Double Umacorns are actually winning that race. You know, Get Me Out actually getting chunked quite a bit here. Does have Biscuits already going in, looking for another auto attack. Gets a great trade on the back of that. We'll have to see what it looks like walking out. Minions doing quite a bit as well. Looking at the runes, we do have the lethal tempo on the Varus. It's telling me that it won't be the lethality Varus that we were thinking it could have been. You know, maybe just opted in with the Lulu and with the tankier members. In the Galio is a good electrocute proc. Great trade by Artie, but Get Me Out, showing him why he's one of the best mid laners in the league, and it is spicy in the mid lane right now. Both mid laners down to about 25% health. Artie just, you know, loves these aggressive champions. We're going to see why as the Pantheon Sun does come down to Lulu. The shield does drop, but that is the Ignite. A couple more autos would do it. One more, the heal flash coming out. Lulu had the exhaust the whole time. Did not use it on the Varus or the Pantheon. Might have been able to turn that fight as Crazy Monkey T is engaged on Mythos. Still has the exhaust. Let's see if he uses it. I guess he's saving it for next game. First blood going over to Mr. Action. And oh man, just a really good fight as Frost Unbreakable might just be spotted out here by Iridescent Poro. Get Me Out also in the area does mean that he will have to be careful. Already had to back, and with his Zed trying to stay aggressive, does take the Ignite. No TP means that, you know, there's a very real chance that we might see Iridescent Poro double scuttle Frost here. It looks like Frost will actually be able to make it to that bottom scuttle. Had the Orianna, had the bot lane, could have definitely collapsed and pressured him off, but it looks like Iridescent wants to look at this top lane here. Oh my gosh! World War II Penguin steals the scuttle crab. Wasted time for Iridescent Poro. That was just so beautifully done by him. Oh man, you know, the Wings of War coming through at the last second there to take that away. Already with this gold lead, now has this vision in the jungle. And you look, Iridescent Poro already down, you know, 14 CS here. We did see Udyr move in, was able to take away that Raptor camp as well. And Frost Unbreakable off to a great start this game. Nothing to sneeze at from his side, but, you know, the gold lead is balanced out. While every lane does have the lead, this mid lane up 10 CS, up about a wave and a half, should pick up most of this wave. I mostly expect him to, and it looks like that will be the case. You know, sitting roughly that 14 CS lead, about a wave, two waves plus a couple minions. Get Me Out farming exceptionally well, as you would expect in this range to melee matchup. Zed, as we noted before, really looking for this level 6, really looking for a chance to be able to turn it on. And Mythos just kind of hanging out here, but you do see Frost Unbreakable in the area. They might think he's baiting, but actually still has the exhaust, doesn't use it still. Mr. Action just waiting, channeling. They almost take down Frost Unbreakable. The flash forward for Black Wando. One more auto would do it, but the tower auto picks it up and makes it a 2-for-1. Mr. Action caught by the zap on the backside, but Iridescent Poro is in the area. Crazy Monkey T does have to be careful, and you have to question why take exhaust if you are so unwilling to use it. Mythos, great bait, but just does not understand that you need to be dropping that. You can't be having all these guys lay down all this damage, and this has to be the first dragon going over to the boys. The boys opening up now to just under a, just under a 1K gold lead, sitting at about that 800 gold right now, as Mr. Action actually caught up. One more auto would kill him. Crazy Monkey T able to find that, and Mythos in the bush right here, and here goes Frost Unbreakable. Rooted up onto the chompers, and Artie has flaked beautifully. The dragon is still alive as Iridescent Poro has to flash the wall. But here comes Artie chasing him around the side. We do have actions in the top lane. Frost Unbreakable able to pick that up. Artie flashing on the heel is not enough, and Artie able to find a kill on the back side of it. Artie, exceptional play on this Zed, able to roam down and find his plays. Doesn't have TP, but the Ignite coming in clutch. Yeah, Artie hitting level 6 first. The TP coming through from Get Me Out does mean that he misses out on the wave that would have given him the shockwave before he got down, but great play by Crazy Monkey T, finding the zap, running in. You know, not a lot of ADC players are willing to go into Fog of War, especially when they know that 4 people can be there, but he knows how low they are, and he knows his damage output, able to just step up and get it done there. And then after that, you know, we can look at this gold lead now up 500 gold, but something I want to track even more, this Jinx 3-0 on this Jinx. Yes, she is down 9 CS after that series of event that had transpired in the bot lane, as Mythos is engaged on, and the Chompers will actually not root him up, but Mr. Action steps right on top of them. Remember, Crazy Monkey T has his ultimate, and here comes Frost Unbreakable, stunned up, but now Mr. Action stunned up will just be auto down as Mythos falls on the backside. 4-0 on this Jinx, looking to make it 5-0 as the double kill comes through. This Jinx is well and truly activated. Some trading going on in the top side, and Get Me Out might be fishing for Frost Unbreakable here, trying to steal away. The Scuttle Crab is able to get the smite. The orb played, the ball placed in the wrong spot means that there will not be a follow-up. Frost Unbreakable getting away with murder there, securing that crab in the face of the mid jungle of the boys. And while it looks like we finally have a chance to slow down we can we can calm down and get more into just what is going on. Yo, Spectre King, yo, shout out my boy. We just had him on as a guest onto our fucking cultured podcast today. I like what to say, and I was like, wait, do I usually say that on my channel? But yeah, super awesome guest, was so fun, and probably one of the funnest waifu tier list sections that we have had to date thus far. Welcome in, King. But yeah, while we have a chance to slow down the game, this Jinx well and truly activated, now sitting up 600 gold over this virus, but 5-0. The real question is, you know, I'm looking at, amazingly enough, an extremely bloody game, only sitting at 50 CS, definitely hurting him as he only has that, I believe it was 600 gold lead over Mr. Action. Mr. Action at 2-2-2, still up that 12 CS, and while you could argue that, hey, like, I'd like the CSing to be better, this Jinx is still well and truly on her way to being able to carry this game. Already, you know, able to find these good trades, able to really pressure this Orianna. Does not have the blue buff, whereas Artie is able to just rely on his energy. Sitting at this level 8, who did have the level lead, but Orianna able to hit it. And while Orianna's backing, we could see Artie look for a roam here as he does start to path towards the top side. This might be an earlier Rift Herald, but I mean, look at this ball and look how much respect is being paid to Crazy Monkey T and Mythos. Yeah, Mythos does not even have the level 6 yet. Crazy Monkey T level 7, as it will be the Rift Herald started up from the side of the boys. You know, no tempo in the mid lane, does not have the teleport. Use that in the play of the bot side, and while they were able to pick up 2 kills, it does mean that they lost tempo on the map and that the double Umacorns will be able to get in and get this Rift Herald. The question will be, where do we drop it? Because we did see them get it yesterday, as it will be the root landed onto Mythos. And Mythos, I'm sorry, buddy, you were just dead. Beautiful chompers out of Crazy Monkey T will keep the Pantheon off the back of it. But that is Mythos going down again. And we asked how he would perform on a champion that's just not as tanky, not like the Leona. These enchanters, you don't have the armor, you don't have the tank stats. What does it look like? It's 0-4-3 on this Lulu. You know, one of the plays was a bait, but some of these plays looking a little rough for him on this Lulu. Frost Unbreakable in the area. They do have a ward in the river, so they will have to be a little careful. As already taking the lesser end of that trade, and with the pickup on the bot side, that does mean that place will be going over as Mr. Action actually takes the gold lead over from Crazy Monkey T. Oh no, and here comes Dick Long, is getting engaged on, does have the ultimate in case he needs to use it to escape, and here comes the Galley ultimate. That is the ult to escape, but Frost Unbreakable charging right in, the hero's charge, and that is Dick Long falling in the top side. Great play there. World War II Penguin not missing a beat and just expending the flash. Him and Frost Unbreakable on the same page, as we do see I Am Artie just dive in, dives out, and that will be the pop solo kill for I Am Artie, and that is why this man does not get to play these champions. You got to remember, Lulu still has the ultimate. Oh, Jinx actually just used their ultimate. That is the flash coming down, and the taunt will mean that Mr. Action is locked up, and one more hit would do it. A great stun coming through. The canceled auto stops Mythos just short of the sparkle, and now Iridescent Poros in. Mythos, what are you doing? Run back to your team, man. He goes down trying to find a kill on the backside of that. Frost Unbreakable able to go into Iridescent Poros jungle and find jungle, take camps on the other side of the map, but Dragon is up, and with Mythos down yet again, you got to think that this time they will be able to secure the Dragon. Mr. Action back onto the map and back running to the bot lane. Yeah, and that's something very important. The bars didn't expended flash that last fight. Will not have it for the next time a gank comes through, but you know, something that I'm just getting really worried about is, while this game is going really well, this Lulu just not seeming very practiced. And yes, this could be a game to where you're like, hey, we're just trying to show different looks. We're just trying to show you that we could play different things. Already has to be careful. The W already used. Here comes the Fiddlestick channel. Fear stun shut down. Pickup kill going over to get me out, and a very well played situation coming out from the side of the boys. There was just no room for Artie to move. He would have needed to flash immediately. And from the direction that Pantheon came out of, I don't even believe that he was in vision. You know, we're talking about less than a quarter of a second reaction time on that flash would have been needed. And, you know, just a great play from the boys does mean that shutdown gold does go back into Get Me Out's favor. One of the things to note here is that Iridescent Poro making a lot of plays, and Frost Unbreakable, excuse me, not realizing who is all in the area, does actually have quite a lot of tanky stats. Iridescent Poro, he's kind of winning this 1v2. Is slowed down by the distance. Mr. Action getting a little low. Frost Unbreakable having to burn the flash, picked up by Mr. Action. Crazy Monkey T shut down. That is another shutdown going into the hands of the Oriana, and a play that looked like it could have been going in the favor of the double Umacorns goes horribly and gets the boys back into this. Sitting now at even gold here, you know, Mr. Action really taking off here. Yes, he does not have, or did not, I should say, have the kills that Crazy Monkey T had on this Jinx, but just superior farming and just staying consistent. And oh no, Mythos is just dead again. Able to use the exhaust right away. Black Wando, one more tank shot, would do it as the Mega Death Rocket does not land. The silence already used, and Artie uses the ultimate to flash that. One more hit into the Q, should pop him. Does not. The ignite might be enough, but actually is able to stay alive, both getting out with just barely any health, as World War II Penguin able to ult his way out of that fight. Dick Long trying to chase him down with the stolen movement speed, but to no avail. Oh man, and there's just action going on. I told you guys, you said, hey, Z solo casting, how's that going today? Well, I'll tell you. Well, in a game like this, there's just no color casting. Everybody's running at 1,000,000 miles per hour. We have fights happening left and right, up and down, every which direction that you can look. And these guys are just swinging. We're only rapping today. Frost Unbreakable did go down in an earlier stage of the game, but up 60 CS over Iridescent Poro. Absolutely illegal gameplay coming out from him. Has the most CS on his team. You know, so unreal, as it looks like Crazy Monkey T trying to move up here, trying to wrestle some vision back for his team. That bot lane tower did go down, but top lane was also answered. That top lane tower did go down first. That was a Rift Herald drop from the side of the double Umacorns. As we might see a play here. Get Me Out has to flash away to get out. And Iridescent Poro using the ultimate. Black Wando might be caught out here, but they're not able to get around in time. We'll have to see what this plays amounts to. Phase Monster pushed up really far. Does not have the heal up. He might be able to get the base off before anybody gets there. Cancels the recall. And Mythos already on the flank here. That slow coming out from the Lulu should seal his fate here. And there it is. Channeling already used the ultimate. Phase Monster. Your days are numbered. Because Fast Man run fast. And Fast Man spits flames from his hand. As Udyr takes that kill. Oh man, but now we see Frost Unbreakable caught out yet again. He go running into an area with no vision. You know, just proving to be the downfall of this team. But Black Wando might be caught out. Everybody in the area. Jinx does have her Mega Death Rocket, and there it goes. But not even needed, as Frost Unbreakable is able to pick that up. Iridescent Poro just hanging out, watching his teammate high and dry fall to his doom. Yeah, it's so hard for the Fiddlesticks there. Fiddlesticks down 2 levels over this Udyr. This Udyr just running absolutely rampant in this game, and you have to see what it'll turn into. Frost Unbreakable charging fearlessly forward, and on the other side of the map, top and mid will say, hey, don't worry about it. You just keep farming. Play your farm simulator. We'll just keep doing what we do. Mr. Action does have to expend the flash. Does not have his ultimate. Means that Mr. Action is just going to get run down the zap. The auto attack. Frost Unbreakable now feared up, now slowed up. The heal does come out from Crazy Monkey T as they both try to escape. Dick Long does have his ultimate, as we do see it come out of the Pantheon, and you gotta imagine, there it is. Frost Unbreakable falls on the backside of that, and Mythos might be next. Might not be long for this world. Does not have the ultimate, has the exhaust, but who do you exhaust when you're getting chased down by 3? Dick Long picking up that kill on the backside. And something really important to note here is in this top side, they are just pushing. Now this tower going to go down without Rift Herald even needing to charge here. Rift Herald does not get her charge off. The downside of that is that you could have probably dropped it a little further. You could have rushed this, but this does mean that on the other side, the side of the boys, they will be able to get this dragon. But a charge coming down onto the tier 3 tower in the top lane for the side of the boys has to start spelling some trouble. Yeah, you're able to secure these dragons, but now what does this look like when you have to send people to the top side to answer? Your tier 3 tower is almost down. If we just pan over, look at this. We're looking at 800, 900 health. Those tier 3 towers do start to regen, but that is problematic. If the Jinx is ever able, if an ace goes down and Jinx is able to, excuse me, Frost Unbreakable just running onto Mr. Action, does have the ultimate that time, but the zap will slow him, and Mr. Action already hit by the Mega Death Rocket, hit by everything. Crazy Monkey Team picks up that kill, and the Galley ultimate, beautiful, but an even better shockwave hits the entire team of the double Umacorns, but it doesn't matter as Crazy Monkey Team tries to get out Dick Long, able to pick up that kill on the backside with the ultimate flash follow coming in from Frost Unbreakable, but he will fall on the backside, but no, the Triumph heal, able to give him there's that little bit of help. World War II Penguin takes one more tower shot, and he will go down. A 4 for 3 in favor of the double Umacorns, and this game is a banger, and I don't know about you guys, but I am hyped for the playoff series when these two show down. Network, welcome in, my man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, that Orianna Shockwave, absolutely massive. Really, I think bringing them back into that fight, because without that, they just run absolutely rampant. The only thing you were looking for is maybe if we can combo it off the Malphite ulti earlier. Malphite gets there just a little bit sooner. You know, just a little bit of desynchronization coming out from the side of the boys here as Frost Unbreakable just keeps doing Frost Unbreakable things, stealing camps from the jungle, not risking it to take more, just takes the blue buff and looking to back out. This bot lane tier 1, the mid lane tier 1, still both up. They are pushed into tier 3, so we're going to have to see if they're able to try to open up the map anymore. Excuse me as we take a break. Before I go into color casting, let me take a sip of water here. And I really think that the next big thing, you know, gold lead sitting at just a little above 2K for the side of the double Umacorns right now. The big thing, hey, bless your heart, Tizzy, bless your heart, man. The big thing is Frost Unbreakable actually taking both blue buffs. You know, you do have the Zed in the mid lane. No need to give it to one of those cats. Spotted out on the ward here, but Frost Unbreakable is CC'd up, and Mr. Action, I think that's just enough for him to drop. But on the backside, able to pick up Artie. Artie just blown up, not a little underestimation on the side of the damage, but here comes the cavalry as Black Wando is cleaned up by Crazy Monkey T. But this doesn't leave their mid lane open. We'll have to see if the move is to push in here, but it looks like they want to try to make a play to the top side. This is a great chance for them to try to push up, try to get some pressure into these waves that they have yet to crack open. With the Orianna resetting, does still have her teleport, but they might be able to get this mid lane open, and they might be able to get the bot lane open at some point, as Mythos does a pretty good job of stopping the bag, but almost pays for it with his life. A Shockwave might have been just what he needed to just finish him off. Shockwave maybe 1 or 2 autos, and that Lulu might have dropped, but does have the exhaust, does have the ultimate. You know, you do have to pay some respects, but this Jinx, Kraken Slayer, Runan's done. This Jinx is going to be an absolute force in team fight. She was doing a lot of damage before, but now she will be doing even more. And Frost Unbreakable, he must be screen peeking or something, you know, timing it up perfectly. Like, hey, where's this guy? When's he gonna back? I'm here to farm the enemy jungle. He has no business doing anything else, just absolutely denying camps left and right to Iridescent Poro, who is still at this 2-level deficit and has to be feeling the pressure from Frost Unbreakable this game. And again, while we have a lull, definitely, I feel like this is more of the double Umacorns that we were expecting to see at the start of the season. We were expecting to see Frost Unbreakable really taking over these games. You know, it is an obese Penguin in the bot lane, but still consistency out of this bot lane. You know, Mythos having a rather tough game on this Orianna here, but for the most part, you know, they're able to sustain fairly well through it. Mr. Action has been picked out a couple of times here, but when you're getting run down by the Udyr, by the Zed, you know, it's hard otherwise. Pantheon and Mr. Action doing just about everything they can in those situations, even being able to find a return kill. As Mr. Action just might be caught again, but Frost Unbreakable once again going just a little bit too far. Here comes the Galio ulti, the Shockwave into the Pantheon root, and that will be Frost Unbreakable going down. The Mega Death Rocket hits nobody as Mr. Action will fall from the Jinx Rocket, and Jinx raining down the Hellfire does find another kill on the backside of that. There's Mr. Action going down, but you gotta be careful. Dick Long is in the area, did expend that teleport, does have the ultimate. As an ADC player, anytime Malphite is in the area, you best believe my finger is on that F because I am ready to flash whatever BS. But Dragon is up, and they will have to face check into this team. Already does have a pretty great flank here. Could look for something, but we'll have to see what that amounts to, or even if they want to take this dragon fight. This will be the third dragon, as Mythos might have just overstepped just a hair. Shockwave not up for the Orianna, crucially. Already now in the pit, just seeing what there is, seeing what's going on, and they're not really moving in. It looks like they might just give this, and it looks like the call will be to just give that. They did not have Frost Unbreakable, did not want to look for the team fight, but they were able to pick up the tower on the backside. You got to be careful because Malphite does have the flash here. Nobody in the area, and Frost Unbreakable just walking right back into the comp. Get me out. Gets all in by the Zed, and here comes Galio. Everybody's on top of him. They actually lock up the Orianna. Orianna just falls onto the backside. 1-1-2 backward. While Crazy Monkey T able to find some kills on the Jinx, but they are fighting back. Mr. Action raining down fire. Crazy Monkey T has to flash, runs back in to shoot the Shockwave, and the boys have turned it. Mr. Action putting on an absolute clinic out of this bars as the triple kill comes through for him, and they are able to take this tower and should be a second one. What a great fight coming out of the boys. Oh man, and that fight just absolutely impressive from the side of the boys. Mr. Action, his positioning so well. They lost the Orianna so early in the Shockwave, and I'd have to look at a replay to see what ended up happening with the Malphite ultimate, but one of the big things to look out there, you know, Frost Unbreakable and Artie both going in, they burned everything on the Udyr when he ran in, and that allowed the Zed to go in, but Orianna uses her Zonia, is able to just stop everything coming in from that damage on the side of the Zed. And the rest of the team fight, you know, for the side of the double Umacorns, I really feel like that should have been a pretty easy front to back with everything burned down, but everyone running past the Udyr while Var's ulti was on him means that they are locked up, means that the Malphite is able to then use his ultimate, is able to then, you know, just bring a lot of punishment, slow them down, give Mr. Action room to operate, and he is just absolutely taking off. As it looks like the call will be Baron here. No vision in the area for the boys, but they do have an inkling. Nobody on the map. They might just be on Baron as they are slow to converge here. FaZe Monster actually not even in the area. Get Me Out does not have the stopwatch up just yet. We'll have to see what happens, but Artie able to get out just in the last second. And that is Baron buff secured from the side of double Umacorn. Snuck that one away right under the boy's nose. And yo, Mr. Chris, hey, welcome in, my man. Hope all is well, dude. Podcast was an absolute blast. We already plugged it a little bit earlier, but yeah, that all happens over on Mr. Chris's channel. An absolute blast, and just a very good time with the boys talking about the Animus. But yeah, so this Baron buff now taken by the double Umacorns. What does this do for the game? Well, this puts them back up at this 2K gold lead, but there is so much standing gold on the table for them, and with top lane already pushed to tier 3, they will be able to get now pressure into these other waves. You got to make it harder for the side of the boys to contest, as Mr. Action is just going to be all in, and he is gone. Mega Death Rocket able to pick it up off the backside. The teleport now coming in from the Galio, just in case any ensuing fight goes down, but with Mr. Action down, who really carried them through that last fight, you got to think that this just might be some inhibitors for the side of the double Umacorns, and they're just putting on such an immaculate performance. And remember, guys, I keep saying it, but this is going to be the first playoff series. You know, these guys are playing each other at the 2-3. It will be Uncle and the Nephews against the boys, and it will be double Umacorns against it. Excuse me, you don't even need her. Does Boris, he just AFKs, but a great Malphite ulti into the Shockwave. This is the action that we were talking about coming from both of these teams, and just Amazing gameplay, able to stop that Baron push without those picks, without taking down the Jinx. They would be able to get so much more, but Baron up minions in the bot lane does mean that they will do it, and we do have the pause. Makes sense. We did lose a player here, so we will hop back over to this, but just absolutely insane play. And Alex, 100% agree. I guess the only question comment I would have on that is they were already setting up the play. The Malphite ulted in, and Orianna was already shockwaving, and that was within 3 seconds. But definitely, these teams need to be on it more about the pauses. But hopefully today we will be able to resolve this to where when we come back, we're actually able to run it, and it's not going to be a constant DC error. But something that we definitely push for. When you do have, if there is a miss or somebody disconnects and they're just not able to play, or their icon's just standing there, slash pause is immediate. It happens fast. We're all gamers. I know we can type. I know pause isn't that long. Slash pause should not take too much, but I mean, what an absolute banger of a game. We're 28 minutes, 10 seconds in the game. The kill count is currently 23-22 in favor of the Bois, with the double Umacorns with a 2.4k gold lead. Yeah, that combo was just absolutely incredible, and that's exactly what we talked about in the champ select. Malphite Orianna is just an absolute force. Malphite gets the R, and Orianna is just going to be able to ult everybody. There's so much cleanup potential. But to also the point of Alex, or GDI, for those that do not know, if Fiddlesticks is there, there's a Fiddlesticks ulti on top of that as well, right? There's just so much that comes out of that, and this team's still very scary. And this gold lead, yes, while it is a 2k gold lead, it is by no means over. A lot of this gold lead, you're looking at the in the jungle. Frost Unbreakable currently up 5,000 gold over this Fiddlesticks. And this Fiddlesticks, while it has had quite the impact, Frost Unbreakable has done an amazing job of being able to slow it down, and we haven't been able to see as big a takeover performance as we have seen out of Iridescent, that has kept his Fiddlesticks banned on the sideline. Mr. Chris, all of